Just been refitting the starter cable. That's basically on there. It then runs down between the starter motor and the crankcase. Comes out down there, under there, comes up just there, and there's a little clip there which that isn't quite in. That just needs to pull forward a bit. I've been pulling this around. I think there should be another clip on that engine mounting bolt there, similar to that one, because obviously you've got the let's get that cable out of the way. You've got the doesn't want to go out of the way. You've got the chain sprocket, well, the sprocket on there, and obviously the chain is going to potentially rub against the cable there, so I think that needs another clip in there to pull that back. However, you can no longer get these, so I'm probably going to have to get a P-clip or something, which you normally only got a 6mm fixing, so I'll have to drill it out and yeah, just get a standard P-clip on there just to hold that back. Yeah, so it then comes up here, and then obviously once the rest of it is in, it will go round over the top of the mudguard, underneath the battery box. Once that is in, up to the solenoid, which is up here somewhere. Yeah, so that is the basic cable route. Just going to give this engine a quick compression test, and I haven't got the carbs on, but shouldn't make any difference because normally you'd have the throttle open anyway. So yeah, I'll be getting plenty of air in there. Got the tester plugged in, screwed in, and I just got a battery temporary rigged up. This cable here is going to the starter, and I've just got a loose one on the negative. Try and touch on the on a frame bolt or something, and hopefully that'll turn over. I have just kicked it over a few times with the kickstarter with the plugs out, try and get some oil circulating, so hopefully we'll have plenty of oil going around the system. Well, let's give it a go. I'll just get the camera on the tripod and we'll give it a turn over, see what we get. Now this right hand cylinder was the one that was kind of okay before. It was the left hand that was had the broken rings and everything, so let's see what we're getting now. Try and do this without getting in the way. It's a bit disappointing. Getting 120, should be getting more than that. Should be getting somewhere around 170, I think. But yeah, let's give it another turn over. Yeah, that starter isn't actually still not working that great. I think I might have to replace that. You can hear it, that horrible screech noise. That is the starter. 140. Yeah, let's see what we're getting on the other side. Right, it's on the left. Let's see what we get this side. Again, that starter is not really working very well. 140 again. Well, at least they're both the same. I think a lot of the trouble is this starter still isn't right, even after my little repair. Unless it's the clutch again, unless the starter clutch. Perhaps those springs need replacing. That might be something else I'll look at, because I did only replace the cups, so might have to have another look at that. Right, got those neoprene rubber bushes in the top there. I had to use 2 each side in the end. There's a pack of 5, so yeah, 1 spare or something or other. Yeah, so they're in now, fairly firm. Once you get the headlight in, that'll be okay. So that's that end more or less done, apart from the mudguard, which is down there. And got the toolbox in, just fitted that. Rear wheel is in, and chain guard is on, and I think it's going to be refitting the wiring loom next. It's probably where I need to be. Bit of dust on there. Yeah, so I probably won't film that because it's not really much to see. Basically got to feed it all back in. I was going to put the battery box in, but then decided I think I'm going to put a solid state rig rect on it, which I think can bolt on the bottom here. So until I bolt that on, I can't really put that bit in. Mudguard, temporary fitted, and also just fitted the coils in place and moved the relay bracket to where it should be, which is this side. It was on the other side for some reason, and got the ignition in. I've just removed this rotor again. I replaced these end caps, but at the time I thought these springs seemed a little bit on the feeble side. Don't think they were the correct ones. Of now, got some of the correct ones, and you can see how much longer they are. That's the part number. Yeah, unless these have got really compressed. The difference in them, that's nearly, the new one is nearly twice as long. So I'm going to get all those back in and see if that gets rid of that awful noise that was getting in the starter when I was using that. I did notice the chain is also a little bit slack, but yeah, these just weren't gripping as they should. Yeah, so hopefully these new springs will make a bit of difference, will make a lot of difference, I hope. And they're not particularly strong springs, do seem quite feeble really to me, but they are the correct ones. So if I can see what I'm doing, get these back in. These are not the easiest of things to get in. Especially when you can't really see what you're doing. get some long nose pliers in there, I think. And a bit of light. Better. Right, get that in there. Get the roller in. Oh yeah, that does feel better straight away. The other ones were quite feeble. Yeah, so I'll get those back in, get that back on, and hopefully that will make that a little bit better than it was. Yeah, see, this chain is fairly slack. I know it's supposed to have a little bit of play in it, but yeah, not sure how much play. And yeah, I did actually get the correct rotor tool, and yeah, that's so much easier. So I would recommend getting one of those, or at least a 16mm 1.5 pitch bolt would also work, although you would need to make sure the end is fairly flat. It just need to be quite flat to go against that, the end of the crank there, because you don't want to reckon the end of that. And I've just got the engine in gear, and I've just got it locked off with this old sprocket, and a piece of flat steel here through one of the bolt holes just stops that rotating. You just put it in the other bolt hole to stop it going the other way. And yeah, just got that wedged against the frame there, bit of cloth to protect the frame. Yeah, so I'll get those bits in. I'll have to take this off here as well, because I have to slide this in once the rollers are in. Yeah, get that back together. Right, just got the battery connected direct up, positive cable going to the start motor. So we'll just give it a spin over, see if that sounds any better than it did. Which, yes, it does. Not getting that horrible draunching noise that I was getting before. So yeah, looks like that should be okay now. Yeah, that's all it was with those little springs. These little springs were just, well, they're either the wrong, someone's either put the wrong ones in there, which I suspect they have, because I can't see that they would have been compressed to that extent. Yeah, so they were basically half the size that they should have been, or half the length, and they're not actually very strong. So yeah, correct one's in there now. That sounds a whole lot better. Another little issue to deal with. This is the brake lever, and as you can see, there's a bush missing. That's rattling around there like a good one. So yeah, that'd been a little lathe job. I could just get a new one, but you know, that's probably the original one, so wherever possible I want to keep the original bits where practical. So yeah, I'll just need to make a little brass bush to go in there, and that will sort that one out. Okay, there we are, one little brass bush which I've just got to press into there, and that will fit nicely on there. Could have done with that a little bit smaller, but I didn't have a drill the exact size. So I'll just get that pressed in, and hopefully be able to use this. There we are, that will focus. All pressed in there. Doesn't seem to want to focus, but there we are, that's in. I did just use a vice to press that in, didn't take much pressure, and get that bolt in there. And looking at that, I'm now wondering whether that is actually even the correct brake lever, because it doesn't seem to quite match up there. Seems to come a little bit short, so yeah, don't know, but it will have to do for now anyway. I can always get one at a later date, so I'll just get that bolt in. Right, that's that on there. The more I look at that, the more I'm convinced that's not the right lever, so yeah, might be getting another one anyway. But yeah, at least that is working now, not slopping all over the place like it was before. Just enough play there. Okay.